Shit's already live.
Shit's already live. Shit's already live. This shit is alive. Feeling Frankenstein. This shit is alive. Episode 6, man, this shit is alive. I said episode 6, man, this shit is alive. Feeling Frankenstein with Halloween on my mind. Chilling with Eric, Halloween on my mind. 31st, baby. 30 turning old, you already know I'm crazy. I don't give a fuck. Puro Deportes. Vida y Deportes. Síguenos. Y'all already know.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Que lo que Minnesota!
Yes,
you already know my boy to the left. I got my boy, the one and only Basement Poppy. Senor Erick Garcia in la casa. What's good with it, baby?
I'm chilling, bro. You know, had to support Mr. Hamstring.
Yes,
but we made him at 6.
Yeah, episode 6. And of course, you're listening to Puro Deportes, and I'm your guy, Jeffrey Bissoy, presented to you by Vida y Deportes. Make sure to follow Puro Deportes and follow Vida y Deportes también, because you know that's how you make the dream work. But episode 6, baby.
It's crazy. It's dope. Let's get to it.
I'm
excited.
Let's get to it.
We'll get to it like the French guys did in the Louvre.
Yo, they really
got
robbed
to
the-
it.
Yo.
So I saw some things that like apparently it's not real. Like it's like a marketing campaign for the Now You See Me. But I mean, like, if it is, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but if it is, fire marketing. I feel like movies have lacked unique marketing. And like a heist movie like that one, it's perfect. It's almost perfect to just like stage something like that. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's not, you know. But that again, that's just speculation. I don't know if that's.
I mean, if it's marketing, it's already better marketing than the LeBron James Hennessy commercial.
That's facts.
But
bro.
look, you know what I'm saying?
People waited a whole day for that, and like tickets skyrocketed for like they thought that he was gonna retire.
Bro, the decision too, bro.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's ridiculous. So I wanted to play a little bit of a game because robbing the Louvre. If it's not a marketing scheme, if it is a marketing scheme, they got us talking. So I think the thing that stood out to me is that they stole a Florian Wirtz amount of jewels.
Crazy.
Upwards of 120 million, big Florian Wirtz, no goal returns. Of jewels from the Louvre a little over a week ago.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to play a little bit of a game. We were talking about heists. I want you to name me 5 to 6 players. They can be from the NFL, the NBA, or the WNBA. No F1 drivers here. Now you got to pick players from one of those 3 leagues.
Okay.
And your dream heist scenario. These are the folks that you want. Who are your 5 or 6 folks you bringing on?
Okay. I'm bringing Ant-Man just because he could be one of 2 things.
Yeah.
He could either be the guy that is actually doing the thing, or he's a great distraction because he's a really good talker. So I got Ant-Man. I got Fee.
Alright.
You feel me? She's sweet, innocent. You don't really think, nothing she would ever do something like this. Team her up with Ant, great distraction pair.
Yeah.
Immediately. Let me see. Give me Sokka. I feel like he's small and shifty and he can, get into vents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's another good one.
Who's your getaway driver?
Who's the getaway driver?
Yeah.
That's a tough one because it's all athletes.
Hey man, you gotta pick someone, and it's obviously I said no F1, so you can't be no Lewis,
no Lewis Hamilton,
no sir, no Jeff Gordon, bro.
I'm trying to think like who's a really big car guy in sports.
Devin Booker.
He does. No, literally, bro. His garage looks like a heist.
Bro.
Boom, there you go. I'm doing 4.
You doing 4?
I'm doing 4 because I think with the car guy that knows how to drive and he's got the heist like spot. Sokka being shifty and you gotta have a British dude on the team.
Yeah.
Fee and
I like that. Like I would watch that movie.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like that movie would be so funny.
100%. I mean, you know what? I'll add a 5th one. It's gotta be an old head. We'll throw Joe Ingles in there.
Just for fun. Yo, Joe Ingles gonna be that dude that's to the side Like in all the Mission Impossible movies, the white boy
he's in the van doing it.
He's like, you want me to do what?
You gotta go left.
Yeah, left. I thought I was supposed to be right.
I feel like he's the only one that can keep Ant in check.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a good one. I think it's good to have.
Yo,
that's my 5 right there.
I love that. Yo, so I thought about it from like, not only from a movie perspective, but yours is more movie ready. I thought of mine like more of a like, hey man, who can actually just get this done? All right.
Yeah.
So Nafis is the brain of my operations.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, we know what she's been doing to Kathy. Kathy still got nightmares. We know her family lineage. Her father, her grandfather was a big time ambassador in Sierra Leone. So you already know, big thinker, big brain.
Yeah,
She's gonna be able to see this through. Retribution. I got Jaylen Brown on IT support. You always need your tech guy. That's another.
That's
big
facts. He went to. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Very smart dude. He really smart with that stuff. I need him on IT.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my driver, I'm sorry, Minnesota Vikings fans, but he's the only real person that could be my driver. Jordan Addison. That boy been zooming through 9 to 4.
That's crazy. I mean, he'll get away.
He'll get away for sure.
If he doesn't have to get pulled over, if he knows he can't get pulled over,
yeah,
he's zooming. He's going.
It don't matter if it's the Lambo or the Rivian. Jordan Addison gonna get me there, bro. Take me there, 3. That's my getaway driver. He's gonna be outside ready to go.
Yeah.
Now the ones to actually pull off the heist, one of these folks actually makes the heist complicated, but I just feel he's really necessary, especially if we're gonna be stealing at the Louvre.
Yeah.
Wemby, the world's tallest, most flexible man, and he's French.
Okay.
He could be that distraction. Oh, mais qu'est-ce que vous faites ici? Oh, monsieur Wembanyama. Oh, Wemby. So you can be a distraction, but he can also he can hide his co-star in the theft.
Okay.
The one, the only Grand Theft Alvarado, Don Jose.
That's crazy.
One of the New Orleans Pelicans.
That's crazy.
Boricua Papi.
That go? I mean, listen. Okay, but like, okay. I love this.
Yes, sir.
Who's keeping them together though?
Fee.
Really?
Fee.
Okay.
Leader of the Lynx. She keeping Letitia. She keeping Letitia, and she's keeping everybody else, Courtney Williams, and everybody in line, bro.
Okay. Yeah,
she commands respect.
I think your squad will get it done for sure.
Yeah,
I think it'll get it done for sure. I feel like for mine, it's more movie ready.
Oh, yours is movie ready for sure. I'm watching your movie.
You know,
but I'm actually making billions.
I almost kind of want, facts. I also kind of want to throw in KD.
KD?
Just for vibes, because I feel like he would just be grumpy the whole time. Like he's very like I'll do it myself type of guy. You feel me?
Yo, I don't. You know who would actually be great to make mine truly a movie because he makes everything theatrical. I want to work with you one day, so please don't have beef with me. LeBron James.
Oh, word.
And I'm not sure if I want to make him like the billionaire villain that always gets away with all his connections. Know what I mean?
He could also be the solo competitor.
Exactly.
So it's like you're both going for the same thing, and it's like
absolutely.
He's just goated.
And that way you can keep running the movie for like 3-4 seasons. Yeah, exactly. You never catch LeBron, right?
Exactly. And then he can pop in and pop out. He doesn't have to do a full movie. Like
absolutely.
It's a good cameo. Yeah. No, I think it's good. No, I think you guys actually would pull it off.
All right, man. Say your heist team again, bro. We got to vote on this one.
So we got Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Fee, Joe Ingles, and then who's my fifth?
Joe Ingles, Fee, Anthony
I did
Edwards.
4, right?
I did 4. You just added Devin Booker.
Yep.
Yes, and KD.
Yeah, you fucking KD. We'll put him in there.
For my heist team, I got Jordan Addison as my driver.
That's wild, though.
Wemby and Alvarado as my thieves. Nafisa Collier is the braids. Jaylen Brown is IT support. Yep. And I got LeBron James as villain/competitor. And maybe, you know what I'm saying, benefactor of this entire mission.
The IT, though, is nice. That's odd because it's like, it's realistic.
Nah, for sure.
He could probably do it.
He could probably do it. If he don't.
If he had the equipment, he can probably do it.
This boy getting paid upwards of $300 million. Now, I mean, he got the money to find the right IT people, bro.
100%. That's insane. Addison, you gotta worry about that one. That one's funny.
So I want to switch over real quick to big soccer news over the weekend.
Yes.
El Clásico happened. You already know when El Clásico happens, everyone's super excited. It's the biggest game of the year. It attracts 600 million viewers across the globe. So it's one of the biggest events in the world. It's up there with the Super Bowl. For years. Yeah. Real Madrid did win this Clásico 2-1 after Barcelona was putting belt to booty for a few years. So let's talk first about the game before we talk about the drama. What did you think about the game, man? And how did you feel about Madrid winning that game? Do you feel like there was any sort of signals set after that victory?
I think with Madrid, they're a lot more put together. At least to me, they feel more put together. It's taken them a little bit, but they're kind of getting into a flow.
Yeah.
With this new team, I mean, again, we've seen it in the past before. I mean, when you add a bunch of superstars, a lot of big caliber, not only big caliber players, but big caliber names. It's a little bit tough to get into, because everyone wants to be the superhero at some point. So it's all really about sharing the rock and all that stuff. I think now they look pretty good, especially with a team like Barcelona. I mean, they look more consistent. They look more in sync, at least compared to Barcelona.
2-1 victory for Madrid. Goals from Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham. For the British fans, the very first time that we've had two British players facing off each other, or just even being in a Clásico to keep it a stack. So that's historical for the UK. But obviously, a lot of the conversation didn't even happen to be about the game.
It's about after.
It is about after the game. So there's a few things that bubbled up after this, and we definitely got to talk about.
Yeah.
You got all the chirping, starting by one. What? Actually, let's start with the first one. It starts first and foremost with Vinicius Junior. Why always me?
Ronaldinho region.
Taken out at the 70th minute by Xabi Alonso after he had a really great game. For context, this is the third time that he's been subbed out early in the game in the last 13 games. So this is not new.
No.
But on top of it, he comes out and he's yelling at Xavi, "Why are you taking me out?" He's frustrated. He's going on the bench. And a lot of the conversation was about him after he had a really good game. So I want to start first with that before I talk about Lamine Yamal. So, you see Vinicius go crazy after a great game. God, what?
You see it sometimes with certain players when they get subbed off, they don't like it because they feel like they can go more and do more. I feel like in those types of situations, sometimes it's tactical, sometimes it makes sense, sometimes you want to preserve their health, sometimes if they have an injury, you want to make sure that they're not getting, not playing too much and straining it too much. But I think with this one, there's some behind the scenes stuff that we might not know.
Yeah.
And with Xavi specifically.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my head goes. My head doesn't go oh, he's just preserving the player. No, it feels more disciplinary almost.
It is disciplinary.
Or I don't know. I don't want to say personal, but definitely more disciplinary.
I feel like it's definitely disciplinary. I mean, I think Ancelotti was the same way. Ancelotti had a very hot and cold relationship with Vinicius. And I think part of it is because we all know how good he is, but how good he thinks he is versus how good he really is, there is kind of a gulf of a difference. And that's not calling him booty by any chance. Vinicius is one of the 10 best players in the world. Yeah. But he really thinks he's on that Kylian Mbappe level. He sees him as his contemporary, but the proof is in the pudding. Yeah. It is Kylian Mbappe's team, and I think as a result, Xabi Alonso has had to be disciplinary in the sense of I need you to play a certain style in a certain type of way, because this is not the Vinicius show. Hell, it's not even the Mbappe show, but it is the Madrid show, and you guys were terrible last year, and we're out here trying to get rings again. So there's rumors talking about somehow, Vinicius camp is thinking about potentially, looking into the free agent market or trying to get a transfer next summer.
But it's where are you going to go? Yeah. He can go anywhere he wants to, but it's a system that fits for him. And if he has a mentality of I'm the guy, who's going to take you? That isn't Liverpool?
Liverpool, bro. Salah's on the way out. They need a right winger and not a left winger, but Salah's on the way out, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's getting a little older and they need to replace him. But again, with that attitude, do you think it works well?
With the attitude, no. I think for me with Vinicius, it's always the attitude, right? And it's a tough thing because there's a lot of race things that get added into that. There's a documentary I really want to do about the way black players are coached in Europe because it's not brand new. It's been going on for the better part of the last 40 years. Yeah. But I think independent of looking at things from a racism lens, Vinicius is a very confident, hot-headed player. And he's a sort of player, to be a player at that level, you have to be extremely confident, right? And so your confidence is based off your playing. Your confidence is based on how many touches you get to again. The confidence is based off how much your team truly needs you. And if you think you're top 3 or top 1,
you gotta play.
You gotta play, and you want to be out there, and you understand that every time Kylian Mbappe shines or anybody else shines on the team, that means that you're not shining. And I think those things are all bubbling up, and that's what happens when you have a team full of Galacticos.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not for the weak. Really, it's not. Everyone kind of, has to know their place. That they're a part of this system that's supposed to all work together. But going back to Yamal, like, it's, like,
let's talk about it.
It's again, like, it's disciplinary. I feel like with Xavi, I guess, like, again, like, and it's nice because Xavi comes from this. It's not like Xavi's just this random player.
Oh yeah.
He's this player that came from probably one of the best Barcelona sides we've seen in a while. Arguably, for me. Like, again, like, I grew up on it. They're magical to watch. All those guys. Puyol, Piqué, all those, like, Messi, all those guys. Where I feel like he has a certain standard for him. And him being as young as he is, sometimes it's kind of getting there. I mean, like, you got all this hype when you were 16. Now that you're 18, you're kind of wilding out a little bit, I would say. So I think it's just kind of more trying to bring him down to earth and ground him a little bit. Which, again, like, it's gonna have some backlash from the player himself, but I feel like it's needed.
No, absolutely. I would say it's very needed. And obviously Xavi, former Real Madrid player as well, Bayern player as well. Like, he has and understands the standard required.
A World Cup winner.
World Cup winner, you know what I'm saying? He's been in every top tier locker room there is to man with the greatest players of the last century. So I look at Vinicius right now as kind of like, I think he's a player that you do have to be behind as far as discipline goes, because I think with players like that, when you don't force them into certain things, it can end up corroding the very fabrics of the culture you're trying to build. So speaking of players potentially corroding the culture of the teams. Get okay with Lamine Yamal, bro. Lamine Yamal, apparently, they were putting up quotes of all of, like, the Lamine Yamal things versus Real Madrid, leaning into the game. They had in the locker room for Real Madrid as something that had them really agitated. Lamine's dad was in the kitchen with an apron with a statue of his son in the background. Talk about while he's cooking them on the field, I'll be cooking in here. And so,
which is crazy.
I love Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
I think that we're reaching a point very, very soon where that same sort of disciplinary actions that we've had talking about Vinicius, we need to start talking about with Lamine. I hate talking about disciplinary actions for black players because there's always that connotation. But unfortunately, the man is moving wild.
He is.
He's moving wild, bro. Like, what?
And that's a really good point where, again, it's like, it feels like the disciplinary actions with black players is almost like a little too loud.
Absolutely. Jack Grealish didn't get disciplined.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
If he did, we didn't know about it.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's always a little too loud when it comes to that aspect of things. But in this scenario, because he's young, I feel like at least for me personally, I kind of separate myself from that, because it's like, yes, like, I know that this is typically very loud with these players, but a young player that's been, again, hot since 16, just turned 18. Finally going crazy and really experiencing the world, I would say.
Absolutely.
There's going to come with a lot of irresponsibilities. And
Absolutely.
I feel like disciplinary in this case makes sense. Being this loud, not always the best thing, but I think it's needed because of his age, not because of the person that he is, but because of his age.
Yeah. I thought it was just so crazy at the end of the game. He had a bad game, by the way. He's at the end. He's talking to Vinicius, talking about some Mbappe done passed you by. He's talking to Courtois, talking about Courtois, meet me in the locker room, meet me at the vestiaire. And I'm just like, there is confidence and arrogance, and then there is lack of respect.
Yeah.
And I think we're entering the lack of respect portion arc of Lamine Yamal's career, which is just...
The hater in me, though, like, I love it because this is the sort of ball playing that you don't see no more. Where people were mad disrespectful. but then could back it up at the same time.
Yeah.
And it creates these heavier rivalries
Yeah.
almost.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like in sport, and this is my opinion, this isn't anyone's opinion, my opinion, is I feel like sports and all sports have gone a little soft.
Yeah.
So I feel like, especially with football being the more, historically, the more rough kind of sport, whether it's like between players, on the field, off the field, whatever. I would say basketball is like a close second.
Hockey's also number one, obviously. That's why people
for
love
me,
hockey.
it's good for the sport.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good for the sport, and people are going to overreact to it because of how we are as a society now. But I do feel like with sports being this soft, football being soft, I think this can be good for sports. Kind of bringing back that like 2000s kind of like era mentality. Same way that Ant is doing, bringing this kind of 90s, early 2000s mentality.
Cat Williams in the video.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I feel like that will always be received as part of it is like highly arrogant or highly egotistical, which it may be true.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's at the end of the day, like, if that's the mentality that I have to do to get to the next level, as long as it's legal.
No, for sure. But Barcelona's been upset though. Everything the Catalan media has been talking about, disappointment in his statements, disappointment in a lot of his on-field and post-field antics, going back to the dwarfs, strange sex party that he was having on his boat. Now apparently he's working on buying Piqué's and Shakira's old house,
which is crazy. Which
is like in a private area within Barcelona. So it's like, okay, that's amazing. I love that for you. You got the money, you have the fame, you have the status. That is what you do when you have that money and that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But then at your age, with all of these different moves, it's like, this is you at 18 or 19.
You're not even in your peak yet.
What does this look like at 26? And if you're Barcelona right now, you have seen the craziest of antics. Ronaldinho. All right, this boy Ronaldinho was shacking up with like 2, 3, 4 different women before games, heading into games, and that was his own scandal. Yeah. You've had Neymar and how much he loves to party. Have you seen Neymar at 32?
Yeah. Rough.
It brings a tear to your eye, right? Yeah. So I think, you have to go in hard now because you don't want him to get to 26 and he burns out. You want him to be Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
For as much as we give Kylian Mbappe shtick, Kylian Mbappe outside of the field, his biggest scandals are just his over-the-top arrogance and overconfidence.
That's it.
That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. Okay.
I think it's good, again, the disciplinary action will have some backlash from the player.
Absolutely.
But again, at 18, and he's been in the team since 16, right? Or for longer than that, right?
Longer than that. He's a Masia kid.
So they see that this is the future of the franchise,
And he knows it.
Yeah, and it's like, cool, we need to preserve that. Because if this fails at a young age, then what?
Oh, yeah. Barcelona's, they're already broke. They already talk about their financial issues that they have and some players that they might have to sell next year because Barcelona's still broke. They ain't got no money.
Even with all that Spotify money, they weren't able to do anything. So it's, I think it's good. Again, I think, we talk about, the disciplinary actions against black players is very loud.
Yeah.
But I think in this case, with him and his age, I think it's needed. Him and his age and his antics.
Yeah.
And it's not normal 18-year-old antics. These are superstar, I can't even explain it, but it's like, these are not normal 18-year-old antics.
Nah, it's superstar have access to everything money. This is trust fund moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
But trust fund, but not coming from trust fund background moving. You know what I'm saying? Big new money moves.
Yeah. And you're the biggest thing in football. Like, you're one of the big names in football.
Absolutely. So, obviously, this show is brought to you by Vida y Deportes. And, of course, we've been talking about scandals today. Whole lot of scandals. Scandals. So many scandals. It's even hitting the NBA. This is bigger than Vinicius. This is bigger than Lamine. Gambling addiction, according to my boy Terry Jets, an insider in the NBA. Is taking over. We got Chauncey Billups after the game with our Minnesota Timberwolves, who
shout out the Wolves.
Shout out Wolves got the W. FBI came knocking the next day. That's crazy.
So let me make it even worse for you.
Make it even worse. So if you haven't been following along, the FBI has been putting together a massive case against the NBA to really kind of, put together a reality check of the massive insider kind of trading, but insider knowledge that's led to abnormalities as it pertains to some of the returns and some of these gambling bets. Yes. Right? And this has gotten players like Terry Rozier, who was doing some insider knowledge, sharing, sometimes occasionally just missing things he has no business missing, letting those folks, how many injuries. Chauncey Billups seems to have been in cahoots with the mob. I didn't know the mob was still alive. Mob, if you're out there, I'm not trying to put a shine on you, but I didn't know you were out there still moving like this. So
it's crazy.
A lot of gambling, a lot of scandal. What does this mean for the NBA and the game of basketball as we know it?
I think it just kind of puts a magnifying glass over everyone. I think it really puts things in like people like to gamble, whether that's going to Vegas, doing slots, hitting tables, all that stuff. But I think now with prop bets and sports betting and stuff like that, makes it a little bit, the guy from baseball. Otani, his translator?
His translator,
So it's like doing stuff like, it's becoming a lot more frequent than what it was back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, it was more like, again, like kind of like what the coach for Portland kind of was getting into was these card games. MJ was no stranger to that.
And the NBA's had a referee scandal. We know about the famous referee scandal of the 2000s.
Same thing with the NFL too. The NFL has had similar things as well. So it's like, it's no stranger, between these two things being linked together. I think now, with this kind of being out in the open and so public, it might change things a little bit. People might move a little bit, discreetly.
They were moving discreetly before and they still got caught. So what does that mean, bro? What does it mean to move discreetly when you're making $1 million betting on prop bets that could make you anywhere between $10,000 and potentially $1 million if you actually hit? What does that mean?
It's tough, man.
When you're a player,
I can't really answer that, really, because it's there's so many different possibilities, and now that this is an ongoing investigation, I think, I don't know how that's going to change the game. Are people going to go harder? Are people not going to look harder or go harder? I think injuries are going to be looked at a lot more in depth now. So even if it's again a hamstring like Ant, or I think they're going to go through a bunch of these tests to see if it's really legit. They might have people from the NBA kind of intervene with these team things, so it's gonna get a little weird.
I'm gonna let you know what's going on right now, man. The integrity of sports, not just the NBA, of sports, is done. All right. If you thought you were watching your game, whether it's soccer for 90 minutes, basketball for 60, but it goes for damn near 3 hours, or a football game on Sunday, thinking that all my team has to do is show up, play hard, and ideally get the W, I'm sorry.
No.
You have to look at every missed call differently, every flag differently, every foul differently. You have to look at every substitution differently. And when you start questioning the very fabric of the game, and speaking of basketball, what Dr. Naismith did for us with the peach baskets, when you have to start questioning, is this real hoops or fake hoops, or shall I say, you know what I'm saying, tampered hoops, tainted hoops,
horrible.
Then what are we really doing here? Did you see the Turkey scandal?
No.
Apparently in Turkey, they got a scandal so big, every single team basically in the Turkey Superliga is being fined because of a massive gambling scandal that's gone from refs to coaches to players. Honestly, everybody got to be watching out for the Turkey economy, because I don't know if they're going to survive that. But that's crazy, it's not just an NBA issue. It's a worldwide issue.
I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. Unless they put it would have to be global regulations on online sports betting or just betting in general, but
there's regulations here. In Minnesota, you can't gamble here like you can in other states.
Yeah.
You have
you can do over-unders on players.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I think again, like when you speak about it, like when you have to look at every call and analyze it. I mean, like Minnesota sports is no stranger to that. I mean, like we've had a lot of these calls, a lot of these things happen. I mean, like, hey, listen,
that Saints game,
Saints bounty. I think about that all the time.
Yep.
And like, what could have been? And so, it some teams are no stranger to that. But I don't know. I think, at least for me, like the most immediate thing that I can think of is injuries get looked at a little bit more in depth. If someone's out, why? So I think everyone's going to be kind of on a close, microscope for sure.
I was struck by an interview that Jaylen Brown did. I had him as my IT guy, my heist, if you remember. But
He plotted.
You know what I'm saying? But they interviewed him. It's like, yo, what do you think about this? And he's like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, it's a big issue, but like, these my brothers for life. And like, to be honest, why shouldn't I, as a player, be able to gamble? You guys are making millions off me. Why can't I make millions off me? And you take that outside of the context.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it from a bird's eye view. He's spent. But when you're an NBA player,
they hold you to a certain standard.
If you are top 10 in your roster, you're making no less than $3 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody making more than $3 million a year, I ain't gonna lie to you, you have no business betting. I'm sorry.
No.
Don't kill the integrity of the game.
No.
Just because everybody else is able to gamble.
Yeah.
We're not being paid $100 million of a supermax, or $245 million, or $300 million, or the billion that we know that folks are going to be making in the next decade. Mm-hmm. Honestly, my bold take is only two-way players and G leaguers
can do it.
should be able to gamble, bro.
Absolutely.
They actually got a lot on the line, man. You're in the G League making $50,000 a year. You just like me.
Yeah.
You also need to keep your chimney warm.
Yeah.
If you're a two-way player, they can cut you tomorrow and sign a player from China, the Zhujiang Tigers, bro. Like, let's be for real. Like, I think we need more.
No, that makes sense.
We need more guidelines, bro.
Like income restrictions
yeah.
or something like that, But yeah, man. I mean, like, I get what he's saying. The logic makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But as a poor person, it don't make sense.
It don't make sense, you know what I'm saying?
Because if you're gonna mess up the game for me, you feel me? If my 2-3 leg parlay hits, my player parlay hits,
it's funny, man.
It's a great week for me.
Right.
You feel me? But like for you, it's whatever. It's chump change. So it's like, I get where he's coming from, but
it's funny money, bro. You put in $5-10 of your hard earned. Buddy coming in talking about something. You know what? Third quarter, I'm probably gonna sit down for a solid 4 minutes. I'm probably gonna take a few mid ranges, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me miss those on purpose. $1 million, and you don't put in 5,000.
That's crazy.
10,000. Are you kidding me, bro?
Hey,
like,
I would have been, if I was an NBA player, I would have been hitting over on all of mine, just to motivate myself. You feel me?
Again, the two-way players, they're the ones with the motivation. You really want to make the roster, brother?
Yeah.
Put your money on the line.
Put yourself going over and work for it.
Work for it,
It's
bro.
a bonus.
Oh, God, bro.
That's
Americans
a
getting
bonus.
so lazy, man. Work for your bonus, bro.
Nah, for real. That is a self-bonus that I can get to myself.
Honestly.
No, literally. Yeah.
But between the two of us, I've taught you offline, and I said I don't gamble because I know it could potentially be a slippery slope for me, especially as someone that does sports reporting, and I'm in these locker rooms from time to time, so I'm like, I don't even want to touch it.
Yeah.
But as someone that does sports gambling, like, would you say that we have a gambling epidemic in this country? Like,
I think so too. I think it's so normalized now with social media being such a big thing. Now, like, getting short form content like Reels and TikTok makes information for gambling so accessible, where it makes people feel like, yo, I can listen to this random Joe Schmo and put that same pick, and I'll hit that big because they said so.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a lot more accessible for people to get swindled into that, and then it becomes a slippery slope depending on the person. You know, like if you're just a casual person and this Joe Schmo is telling you that, hey, put in these locks because it's for sure gonna hit green, and it doesn't, and you try again, because again, like as someone like myself, like I know my limits. Like I know, like, all right, cool. Like if I lost like 4 in a row, it's time to cut it for at least a bit, you know. But when you hit one, you're like, oh yeah, you know. Or when you lose one, you're just like, oh, like, hey, what's one more, you know? Like when I hit big on some of the NFL games, and it's like, oh, I could do another one. It's like, oh, you know, it's very much the Vegas rule where it's like, all right, cool, you doubled your money, get out.
Yep.
That's it. And I feel like for people, it's like, well, I doubled it, but what if I doubled this one? You know, so I think again, it's so normalized now, it's so accessible now. The knowledge, quote unquote knowledge, because there are some people that actually know what they're talking about. Some people that don't know what they're talking about. Some people use it as a scam. Hey, listen, like pay $5, you jump on my Discord, and I got you on all the locks.
Yeah.
So it's become this thing on the internet now, where it's like people have information, whether it's good or bad, where it makes it accessible for everyone. So I do think that there is an epidemic. Will it go away? I don't think anytime soon.
Well, it's not going away. And you know, the irony of it all is I'm trying to get a FanDuel DraftKings contract. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to keep the chimney on. Y'all over here better trying to keep your chimneys on. You know what I'm saying? Hit the line. Pick up the phone, baby.
Well, I got favorites, but I'm not saying it. You feel me?
But I definitely thought the NBA gambling scandal was crazy. You know, I think the biggest scandal, probably, at least for Minnesota fans right now, is what the heck has been going on in the Minnesota Vikings IR room. What's going on with our PT? What's going on with our rehabilitation center?
There's something fishy going on there. It just, I don't know. I don't know if it's a way for them to get more cap for players, or I don't know. Like it's tough to say, but I don't know what's going on there. I mean, like Wentz is out for the season.
Yep.
We picked up a new quarterback for the practice squad. Still kind of riding on JJ. Max Bronson, right? Is that his name?
Max Brosmer?
Brosmer, yeah, Brosmer.
Looking like he'll probably get the start if they don't put JJ in.
But I feel like they might put JJ in. I don't know. Like I'm kind of iffy on KOC this year. I feel like he's been making a lot of weird decisions.
There's a lot of things happening, man. The Vikings currently are 3-4 on the season.
Yep.
It's looking more and more like it could be a potentially lost season, especially with the kerfuffle of the quarterback Rolodex. And it's looking more and more like, you know, it's going to be not only a long season, it could be a pretty long off season. A season where we still don't know a lot. A defense that we thought was better than it is struggling a little bit. It's more of an average defense this year. It's not what it was last year. An offense that we were expecting to take another step has been chaotic, largely due to an ineffective offensive line that was looked at as the thing that we worked on over the summer, but nobody has actually properly hit. The rookies that we've gotten this year haven't really truly panned out. And so there's a lot of issues. And obviously as Minnesota fans, we get one loss, even if it's the Timberwolves. Timberwolves will play 82 games and lose 2 games. But man, it's cooked, man. Trade everybody. It's 2 games. But the NFL is a little bit different. We're 7 games in right now. And the folks are right to be frustrated. With Kwesi, they're right to be frustrated with KOC. I think KOC has coached pretty poorly this season too. I think Kwesi has been terrible at drafting. But I think that we probably got them for another 2 years. They both got extensions. And 2, in their first 4 years, yes, we know Mike Zimmer made it to the NFC Championship game, but they have better records than Zimmer did. They have better records than Zimmer's predecessor did. So you almost have to give them another additional year, but that's frustrating for fans to hear because we want immediate success now, and more importantly, we won 13 games last year, so this feels like feeling blindsided.
You know, and it's
real Louvre type heist, bro.
No, literally under our noses.
Under our noses,
no
bro.
Marketing.
Oh God!
I wish it was a
Wimpy and Ant just came up straight through and stole it, man. I need the movie. Addison driving away in the coupe. But, you know, I don't want to keep talking about the Vikings. It's a little depressing. I instead want to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are 2-2. And unfortunately for us, Anthony Edwards is out for 2 weeks, bro. Like,
I think it's good that this happens early. again, like it's, you want the team to get accustomed to trying to win games without Ant, so that way when we're deep in the run and that happens, knock on wood, that we're fine.
Yeah.
But I think they got a lot of things to figure out. I feel like we kind of knew it would be a little bit of a slow start. You said off camera that there's a lot of players in the same position.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be a bumpy first start, but I think we'll get a groove.
All right. Look, it's going to be weird without Ant, but I think it's going to be a good opportunity to see if Rob can get some playing time, and hopefully Finch actually gives him some time to show what he can do. Dante as a starter has looked okay. He's not a point guard, but it's been nice to see him in the starting lineup. Mm-hmm. But all I'm hoping for Finch, a lot of people have been talking salty about him. I'm like, Finch, just play the young guys. Can we get them 10, 15 minutes a game? Can you find a way to get them in the game? We know the non-Rudy minutes have been really tough, and Rudy himself is rough. But can Johan Behringer get 10 minutes a game? Like, if you know that when your big man is out there and Nas Reed is no longer a center, get the young guy and get him some minutes. Instill confidence, man.
Yeah.
It's time.
That's what it's going to boil down to, is instilling confidence. I do think that I would rather much see Behringer over Rudy.
Yeah.
Over Rudy. Especially when Rudy's looking cold and, big French, you feel me? Rudy Jr. gets in there and starts balling out. I think it might, again, instill some sort of a fire, I hope. Rudy.
I hope so. I mean, it's been bigger in the fire than me. I'm still waiting to get my chimney up and running. So, Senor Garcia, where can these folks go to show you some love, baby?
At not NOTBSMNTPAPI.
Hey, yo, you got a show coming up this week for your birthday. Golden 30, baby.
Yes,
What's the vibe this weekend, man? Where you turning up, man?
I will be playing at Skyway Theater. I think I'm playing at 10 p.m. Not 100% sure, but just follow the socials and you'll see it. But yeah, I mean, like Skyway Theater Friday night, Halloween skis.
What's the vibe? What's the vibe?
I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to go a little bit more clubby, but I'm not sure. We'll see. It'll be a game time decision for sure.
We going EDM, house, New York drill, UK. Where we going with it?
I might throw in some UK drill just for the
vibe. Just for the fun one. Yes, sir.
We'll see how I'm feeling. I mean, come check it out. It'll be a surprise for sure.
Nah, pop out, show him some love, tell him happy birthday. He's very humble, so really just pull up to him and say what's up. Show some love to Puro Deportes as well.
Yeah, shout out.
Follow us, Puro Deportes Pod. Of course, this is all possible because of Vida y Deportes. You can follow us at Vida y Deportes MN. And show me some love, Jeff Bissoy, JEFFBISSOY. We appreciate you guys.
Closing up, man. Go Loons, man.
Vamos Loons!
Let's get the job done.
Let's get the job done. Job not finished.
Job not done. You feel me?
Saludos.
6, bro.
6? 6. There you go.